everyone would please find a seat and, well, I guess stand up first and we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So we'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with the approval of the agenda. I'll point out there is one typo on the agenda. I don't think it's a big deal, but just so that you know, when you get down to number 11.
14.
Well, I can't find it.
It's 14.
Yeah, 14. Flex time employee, that should be policy, not police. We're not going to police the flex time. But we might, actually. With that, does anyone have any concerns or issues you want to bring up about the agenda?
No.
Motion to approve?
I move we approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Amy seconds. Discussion, no. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved unanimously. Consent agenda. Anyone wish to pull anything out of the consent agenda for discussion or questions?
I had one question on page 2 of the schedule of claims. Was the animal health care board fee of $4,380?
Yeah, that was for that, those dogs that we were talking about back in December, that was tied up in a court case.
Oh.
But I don't think that bill will have to be paid now anyway. I think we've already taken care of that, haven't we, Mike?
I think so. It really should be a county cost. If we had taken the case through municipal court, then it would be our expense. But the case went to the county attorney who filed it in district court. And I've had a conversation with the county administrator and the county attorney, and I think we're fine. Yeah, it should not have been our cost.
Okay.
We've already paid it, right, Janet?
We've paid 2,000 of the 6,000 owed.
Okay.
This is just the extra.
So the question, I'm glad you brought it up, is we have the vet's office that has been, they've helped us out, they've helped the county out, whomever. If we deny that payment and say, no, go to the county, then the vet, who has certainly just been there doing their job, won't get paid until they run it back through the county, and it'll probably be the end of next month before they could get paid. I feel like we could go ahead and pay it and then we bill the county. Now, there runs risk there, because if the county says, no, we're not paying it, then we've already paid it out. But I hate to have the local vet holding the bag. And I'm really very confident that it's not our expense. I actually looked at statute books, boys. Yeah, that's how bad it got. And I feel pretty comfortable it's not our expense. So what do you think?
That sounds fine.
I agree.
Do we have a way to get that back in from the individual whose dogs they were? Didn't you say?
Well,
We have a way, but
You said the total was $6,000.
the total 6,000, yeah.
this is an animal cruelty case. And so the dogs have been held while they process that criminal case. That's why it's that way. And well, I think we have a way to get the money back through the county, because it should have been their expense anyway, in my opinion. They can certainly go after that individual, and there'd be costs within the case. Not always easy to get.
She doesn't even live here anymore, so.
With that, are there any, I have one question, Janet.
Yeah.
If I can find it in here. I saw where we wrote, we owe Hope Publishing $1.
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, because we had a credit with them, and I thought it would wash out with our quarterly financial, and it didn't. It came short $1, so I have to pay them $1.
Okay, I wonder what kind of an ad we got for it.
It's not an ad, it's for the quarterly report, but we already had a credit, and I think that Bill was 234 and we had a credit of 233.
Right, fair enough. With that, I'll make a motion to approve the items in the consent agenda, which would include minutes from the February 2nd meeting, approval of warrants in the amount of $242,000, $242,474.07, payroll in the amount of $47, 214, guess I keep doing it, $47,214.80.
I'll second that.
On favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it unanimously. Public forum, if anyone is here and would like to address the council about any item, you are welcome to do so. You have 5 minutes to make whatever comments you want about whatever you want. And anyone would like to do that, come up to the council table, or not council table, but the public table. No one? Okay, thank you. Department reports. Who wants to go first? Megan.
All that coming.
Hello? No, Gino.
No,
Are you picking it up on the headphones?
no, I'm not picking it up at all. What's it say on there? Is the battery dead or?
One of my glasses.
On the line?
There we go.
It'll be.
Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Obviously, we don't need amplification, but,
I mean, I can just be loud if you
well,
want.
but I would like it to be so that, we have a lot of people watch on TV.
They're also kind of table.
Yeah.
You want me to just come to the table?
Yeah, what's the?
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, you have one.
Supervisor report after all.
Is that better? If I just come to the table?
Yeah.
Okay. We started our logo contest. Do you want to do that right now or do you want to do that later?
Do you, girl?
Sandra, do you want to get home?
I got a game to go to.
Amanda's got a game to go to, so we're gonna do that right now.
Do your thing, and I'll come over to.
Sure. So we did our logo contest and all of the logo submissions are on display at the city library. We had 16 different submissions, a lot of different folks throughout the community, some students, adults, whatnot. We had a panel of 6 judges that went out and they picked their first, second, and third choice of all of the different logo submissions. And then we tallied those results. And the highest scorer was the winner of our logo contest, which was Amanda Damon, who came to visit us this evening. And so we would like to present her with her gift basket. That is her prize for winning the logo contest. So this is from all of our local merchants, all kinds of different goodies and gift cards. So.
Oh, first, congratulations. And there you go. So you want to start?
Yeah, we'll get it. There we go.
She's trying to get me to move further.
1, 2, smile, there we go. One more time, I'll do the other one. This way. All right, well done, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Amanda. Thank you.
So do you have the logo?
You tell a little bit about what's in here?
Yeah, so we got goodies from all sorts of different local merchants. All of our little mom and pop shops throughout Marion, a little bit of a taste of Marion, kind of, all sorts of different things from different businesses in town. So we all thank you so much for your hard work, and we're really excited to put some artwork to work.
Megan, do you have the logo here to share?
I do. It's on our agenda twice. Do you want me to pull it up now or wait until later?
We're doing it now. Could we pull it up? Do you get mine? Okay.
Who knew my department report was gonna?
Well, Megan does that. Megan did not give me a chance, you know, I do domestic mediation, and I would have given a coupon for 25% off your divorce. Stop. See, we thought this was unique, the no video signal. Nice color of blue, Kevin.
It's on the straight up, boom.
There's a Carolina blue, the Kansas kind of had anything blue is kind of it, I think.
There we go. So here's the logo in black and white. And then this was the submission in color. So, correct me if I communicate anything wrong, but it's based on an old photograph of Main Street. So you can even see at the end of the street there is the old creamery building. But then incorporated the new street lights, so a little bit of the new Marion, and then the blue lines to signify the water that defines so much of our life around here.
Looks good.
He was award-winning.
I support that.
I think everybody did a great job. I think all of them were unique. They all did a fabulous job.
Were you one of the judges?
Sure was.
I mean, you were, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And it was great because there was a wide variety of themes that people picked up on when they were making their logo competitions. So everybody highlighted something different about our community, which I thought was really exciting.
You said they're still down at the library?
They are still on display at the library, and we will probably leave that display up through February until they start getting ready for their quilt show, and that's when I'll probably go take the logos down and let them move on to their next display.
Thank you, Amanda, seriously. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's beautiful. And then last week I spent.
Go to your game, girl.
Are you playing tonight? Is your
You involved great.
If I recall correctly, you were a catcher, weren't you?
Last week I spent about half the week in Topeka for Destination State House with Kansas Tourism, which was really wonderful. So I got to learn a lot about the legal system and decision making on the state level and how that was affecting tourism in all of our communities, and make some more connections to benefit our region and our community. And then I'm excited to get back to town and start putting some of the ideas and connections to work.
That's great.
Anyone have any questions for Megan? Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna leave this plugged in, so then I can show you some more things later.
Good up. How about you, Chief?
Nothing too big with the police department. Couple of things that we're looking into. We're looking at, I can hear myself. We're looking at different grant opportunities, not only for the police department, but also to kind of benefit the city. I've been in talks with Tim and trying to see what maybe I could do, or the police department could help his department. And not, I just talked to Tim, so it didn't have to be him specific. It could be any part of the city. We got Dustin, he's looking at stuff just specific to the police department. And then I'm doing outside research to help if I can help this city with other needs. Obviously, before we would do anything, I would go to Brian, and then I'd come to you guys as well. But other than that, that's all I have.
You want to mention the J turn and the crosswalk?
Oh.
Highlighting.
Yeah, I put a post on our Facebook page about J-turns and crosswalks. We have been having a lot of issues, not just recently, just for many of years in Marion, people committing J-turns. And one of my biggest pet peeves is people either not letting somebody cross the road in a designated crosswalk, or right when they get past their car, then they drive forward. The way the law states is you have to wait till they're completely off the roadway before you go forward. So put a social media post out there try to educate people. I am not in the want to write or issue citations. That's not the reason for the post. It's just to mainly educate people. I mean, if it comes to that, that's what would happen, but that's not our main focus.
I really appreciate that. Having moved here from Council Grove, and it's just a community norm, I guess, but Council Grove, if you got within 10 feet of a crosswalk, cars were stopping. And when we moved here, I just knew one of my kids was gonna get run over because they were used to just walking out in the crosswalk. And, I mean, the crosswalk's there for a purpose. And I see a lot of times when I'm driving down Main Street, someone will stop for a kid at the school or wherever, and the person from the other direction just goes right through.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to, yeah, I agree with you. I would really hope that we don't have to have you write any tickets, but people need to start paying attention at the crosswalk.
I agree.
Yeah. Good job. Thank you.
And it's, this was a common question on our post, so I just wanted, if you guys had any questions about this, but, so if there's not a center line down a roadway, so like by the high school specifically, it does not completely fall under the J-turn statute. It falls under safety first statute. So if the J-turn impedes traffic, so makes it hazardous to traffic, then it could be a violation of the J-turn. But if there's if it's not holding up traffic, or if there's no two-way traffic there, and somebody makes a J-turn on a road that does not have a center line, then there's nothing we can do if it doesn't impede traffic, unless it has a center line.
Amy, do you know what a J-turn is?
I do.
Okay.
Just stand downtown and look.
Well, in case someone doesn't know, you've got angled parking going one direction, you're going the other way, and you whip around and angle in from there, you formed a J, and it's not legal if you've got a center line.
Mm-hmm. Any questions, or?
No, I think it's great.
Thank you. Where are we? James, you're up. I guess you're on.
Just a couple things real quick here. Priority Power is the contractor for Kansas Power Pool. They came in today and got their electrical and building permit for the solar field.
Oh, finally.
And so I asked for an estimated start date. They said March. They're going to do the overhead and the underground, mechanical part in May, and the electrical wrap up will be June and July. Now, I don't know if that's in concrete or not, but that's what the contractor told me today. So, and one other announcement, code review committee meets tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So,
3 meetings upstairs.
yeah, probably.
You always pick a spot, man.
Probably.
Okay. Questions for James? Thank you, sir.
Did we ever hear anything back
Oh,
on the property, from the property?
The Country Lakes building or whatever it is.
The 202, no, I have not.
Okay.
You know, I got a phone call, and I believe they're looking into the engineer, and I think they will go in. But I have not heard any more from them other than that one day that they called.
All right, thank you.
Tim, Steven, Jason, anybody have anything?
I don't have nothing new on the routine. Dwayne Jarrett and myself and Matt Gearing from Southern Services over in Hillsborough were able last week to run down to Winfield to check out their new ozone system that they just brought online. It was very informative, and it's a different style of ozone that they've switched to. They were previously using the Mitsubishi system similar to ours. Theirs is much larger, but we had hoped to go down there to maybe see if there weren't any parts available. However, unfortunately, their system was just much larger than ours, so no crossover there. But other than that, Darren, or Brian and I were sharing emails this morning. There's sounds of more funding coming to the water industries in the state of Kansas. So hopefully Thursday they're going to vote on that. Hopefully it goes our way. Yeah. Hopefully free more things up for projects that we're working on. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Thank you. Council, I didn't give you a chance. If you have a question for Stephen or Tim, Jason. Thank you. I think it takes us to, all right, buckle up, guys. This will take a while. Janet?
No.
I wanted to make sure she gets her opportunity. Okay, the structures on West Santa Fe have been ready for the vendor to come and remove those. We did some tree pull down and some various things over there to get ready for the project and make it easy for them to come in and do that. They have not been there yet. I went by today. It's still standing. Do we have it updated all? Okay. Soon. It should be soon. We're in their time frame of when they wanted to be there. We'll let you know when that's down. I was asked to share an update from the Community Event Center Committee that came to see us at the study session. They have done a utility study. That's done. So that would give us an idea of what they think expenses would be for the city to operate moving forward when they would be finished. And then they're also still working on a parking study to address the concerns you had from that meeting. When those are done, they'll come back to me and we'll schedule a time for them to bring those and share with you the results of that. Our public library is applying for a Burlington Northern Santa Fe grant to install an electronic message board outside the library adjacent to 3rd Street, which would be viewable from both directions of traffic. Since they're in a former BNSF facility, they feel like the odds are in their favor to be able to achieve that. So I asked Janet about monitoring that and getting it ready, but it'll probably be done after she retires, and so she apologized in advance. So it would be nice to be able to advertise library events and let people know what those are. Our study session next week is going to be downstairs in this room. We have presentations from our fire department and our water treatment plant. It would be helpful to have our video monitors, and it will also be recorded, which is not usual for our study sessions. So anyone that wants to come, it's a public meeting, may come and listen in person or watch it later online. It'll be available. We'll be highly educated about our fire department and more educated about our water treatment when we're done, is my understanding. And that is everything I have, unless you have any questions. Okay, thank you very much. And we will go to Megan. Are you up again, or did you do what you were going to do?
Well, this first one was pretty much just tell you the results of the logo contest, but then later, we were gonna talk more about adopting the logo. So you tell me what you want me to do. You want me to wait, or you want me to talk about that now?
Aren't you guys gonna report first before you go on?
Yeah, okay. Why don't you hold that anyway? Amy. You know, last week we were talking about the dog ordinance, and we got that stirred up a lot of discussion about things, and I was looking at the ordinance or the code on it, and this is one of those things that I don't think we need to do, but it's kind of like wearing a belt and suspenders. You know, you just cover things both directions. So I just want to let you know that with today, I'm officially appointing the members of the Marion Marion Police Department as animal control officers for the city of Marion. And by this action, my intent is that all persons employed as police officers, whether they're full-time or part-time, would have the dual role of animal control officer, so that there's no question about who can pick up a stray dog or whatever the case may be. Okay, that's all I've got for now.
I don't have anything.
Okay, Then let's jump to the airport fuel systems bids and project update. Darren.
Sorry, we were just joking about the animal control over there. Told Aaron I had a squirrel he needed to come take care of now that he's been officially appointed.
You better be careful, because he might take you away, sir. You're talking squirrel. You're talking squirrel.
Good evening. So we opened bids on the fuel system for the airport this last week. We had 3 bidders, Double Check out of Wichita, Waddell out of Wichita, and Campbell Aviation out of North Carolina. The 3 bids, which I believe you have in your packet.
Yes, we do.
So you'll see the low bid was Double Check for $160,224.30. What this does not include is, I told or asked Stephen to put together a list of materials that the city would use to add the electrical to get to this facility, and he's come up with that estimate. We also have a bid from Davey Het to put in a concrete pad for this to set on. And that's, I believe it's $8,000 right at it. So I think with 4,300 and some from Stephen and 8,000 from Davey, we're about 12,000 more than this bid right here. The grant we received, pull that up here real quick. Of course, it's not on that sheet either. We received the grant from KDOT. I have it in front of me. I'm trying to name the dollar amount. I had all this written down on an Excel spreadsheet. It looks like my Excel got overwritten. This is not going to quite cover. The grant was a little bit less. So the city has to put in 10% to match the grant. And with these numbers, you add those up. We needed to come up with an additional, I believe it was 17,000. No, 24 with these added in. 24,000 additional above what the city was going to be putting in, which would have been roughly 10 or 11,000. So
Just so I understand, so the 24 covers our share of the grant and
the 100% of the overages, right? Which in the overages for right now, so that we can account for it and not make like the electrical department just completely absorb that. We're using that number in this as well. So I had those numbers for you, exact ones. Shoot. Our recommendation is still to go ahead and award this to Double Check out of Wichita. It's 5,000 gallon fuel tank. All of the pieces and parts, the pumps, the reel, the hose reel, and all that is built into the end of the tank. So if for some reason in the future we did ever have to move it, it's on its own. It's its own self-contained skid, and it can just be moved wherever we need to. We hopefully don't have to move it anytime soon, but just in case. So
we build right now the plant, we build a pad, we put it on the pad, and bring electricity to it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Correct. And this will replace the 2 tanks that are kaput out there. Also bigger capacity, so.
So with that bid, then we're thinking the total amount that the city was gonna be around 24,000, or was it?
No, it was gonna be. Let me see if I can pull that up.
So I don't see it there, sorry.
Yeah, no,
10,000, 11,000.
Right, it was 10 or 11,000 originally, put in for the grant. Right. It's still gonna be that same 10 or 11,000 because that was the 10% match we signed up for, and then an additional 24,000 to cover all this other stuff.
Okay, so we're looking closer to 34.
I believe so, yes.
But
I'm looking here real quick. Okay, so yes, you're getting $133,830 from, no, I'm sorry, that doesn't include the 4,500 for the other. You're getting 138,330 in KDOT. So basically, for ease of purpose, just say every dollar we spend over 133, you're gonna be 138, 330.
Yep. Gotcha.
So all the money over that, since you're gonna be in 100% share, is gonna be on you. So 160 plus the 8 plus the 4,300 minus 138. Like I said, I had all that written down and it's not popping up now.
But you're pretty comfortable it's in that 34 range. Is that, I'm not trying to be tough, I just,
We're just
I know, and I apologize for not having the exact numbers because usually I have those for you.
Like I'm 34,194 from those numbers
Okay.
approximately, because we don't know the exact one, 4,300 and the 8,000, but exact dollar amount.
It's 43,
It's 46.99.
46.99.
I've got here. yeah.
Okay.
That one I have.
And the Davies was straight up 8,000.
So it's called me.
34,500 approximately.
that, the 46 then, what is that for?
That's for the materials
Okay.
for the electrical.
Okay, that was my question.
So
It's not.
it's kind of it's not like you're paying an outside contractor, you're paying yourselves internally.
Right, that was my question. Yeah.
But I didn't want Stephen to take it completely internally, you know, in the shorts and just have to completely absorb that without knowing how it was going to be moved around.
Yeah. So, but he has to buy materials and so.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, is that the transformer too? I don't remember. Or just the wire? Outside that transformer, yeah.
Questions? Are you ready for questions?
Anytime you.
Okay. No? So,
I did not get a great answer from any of these guys as to the exact nature of why the bids were higher, because it was about 18 months ago that we got cost ideas from all these different tank companies, and that's what we used to base our grant application on. Nobody came right out and said, hey, it was the tariffs, or no, it was this, or this supplies went up. I mean, they're not pointing to any one thing, but we came up with about a 22% increase in price from the time we applied till now. Okay, so you used to see 5% raises in a year, so I always try to go 10% high, but obviously 22 I did not cover. So I apologize for not padding the grant application enough to cover it.
And there's no going back to try and get it.
We can always go back and ask for a grant amendment, and I planned on doing that. There's just no guarantees. What it comes down to is KDOT Aviation now has 15 million a year that they have to give out. And so it depends if another project either gets their bid the other way, or if somebody's completing their project and didn't spend all their money, so money's coming back in, then you'd be in competition for that money that's still hanging out there. So.
This isn't coming filled, is it?
Huh?
It's not coming filled, is it?
No. Unfortunately not.
It ain't filled.
well, I feel like we're kind of in a situation where we really can't say no, and one of you wants to disagree, that's fine, we want to have that discussion, but, you know, we'll pay out the 34 or 37 or whatever it is, but we're getting 138,000 and change in value along with that, and, you know, we've been trying to, the airport's been kind of neglected for a while, we've been trying to go that direction, so I'm not dancing about having to come up with an extra $30-some thousand, because the meeting I had with department heads here a week or two ago, I don't know if I referenced that last meeting or not, but it was a really, really good meeting, but what came away from was just overwhelmed by how much need there is within the city for projects that are necessary that are going to cost. But that's a city airport, so I feel like we move ahead.
Okay, I did find the number, I finally pulled it up. Okay, it's 37,093 cents.
And you're not allowed to talk anymore. Every time we're going-
Does,
I found my Excel.
does the city make any money off of the gas?
You'd have to ask Brian at the airport. We're gonna have-
Depends on what we charge for it.
Well,
Ideally, it was recommended by the airport inspector that we be 50 cents over cost per gallon.
But you gotta be a little bit careful on that because you're competing with other regional, or I say regional airports. So all of a sudden, if you're $1 higher than somebody else, everybody's gonna fly into that somewhere else to fill up. So you gotta kind of be careful about where you set your pricing.
And that's what I was thinking, you wouldn't have to make a ton, but even if we made a quarter gallon or something like that, at least it would go some to get some of that money back. I mean,
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, we have to sell it a little higher than the cost in my imagination to, take care of things out there. We got electricity costs and whatnot, so, yeah. And I haven't begun to talk to anybody about buying fuel yet, because we're not even where we need to fill it. We don't have one to fill yet, so.
Is this gonna have a communication system to let us know where it's at?
So the system will tie back into the city's credit card system, I mean, for that piece of it out there. And so there'll be a report you can pull to see how much you've sold. So that'll be the way you'll be able to have a good idea of how much is still in there. There's not like a direct link that says, hey, it's at half, no.
I didn't know if there's gonna be an additional cost we need on top of it to be able to.
No, yeah, there is a way you can add that on, but it's probably not worth it, yeah. Well, or just look at the credit card receipts. You're gonna see how many gallons you've sold in the last, you can pull a report daily, weekly, monthly, and you can track that.
Well, I'll move that we accept the double check company bid, move forward with the airport system.
A second.
Amy second. Any further discussion?
This is gonna not totally break the bank on our budget for the year. I'm still gonna bring it to you.
I mean, we're gonna get into that when we talk about the vehicle replacement. In our equipment reserve, we have $402,000 plus dollars.
No,
So-
we have that budget line for that.
Oh, we have the budget line for that
Yes.
amount. Okay.
We have that amount budgeted.
We may have to sacrifice other aspects of the airport budget to help balance it out, but we'll find a way.
I'm not opposed to doing it, but like I said, I think if we could make a little bit back off the fuel, at least would help some. I mean, there's at least 3 airports out there. Are you guys opposed? I mean, obviously, I don't think we need to gouge you by any means, but I mean, a little bit of a profit there to help recoup some of that, I think would be fair.
They've helped identify which airport is the most competitive, so we're watching the prices there, and that's a great way to do
With
it.
this system, you can change your price daily if you'd like. I mean, there's, you can change your price as often as you want to change it in the system, so.
Who within the city will be responsible for like seeing how much gas is out there and ordering the gas and stuff?
Myself or someone I designate,
Right?
which might be myself.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you probably told us this when we first started.
Gosh, I'm sure I did.
But you're gonna have to remind me. What's the lifespan of this thing?
Oh, the tank?
Yeah, I mean, probably the answer is who knows.
The tank itself will last a heck of a lot longer. Probably the first thing that's gonna go out, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are playing out of places, is probably the hose reel. The hose usually has a lifespan of 4 to 6 years because it's setting out in the UV elements. So that's probably the first thing you're gonna have to replace at some point. Obviously, you're gonna have filters that you have to replace from time to time. But as far as the pump, other than if you have something stupid go wrong with the pump, like some pumps do from time to time, that'd probably be the next thing. The tank itself, it could very well last 20 or 30 years easily, or more.
We could be gouging the price on that gas for a long time.
So, and also the other thing that happens, probably not happening as much now, but if you look back about 10 years, is the credit card machines. There was so much technological increase that if you had a machine from 10 years ago, it probably doesn't work anymore.
That's a good point.
Because of the technological increase. Now that's kind of changed because they've kind of got ahead of themselves, and now everything's, like Carlson's or Walmart or anywhere else, tap, slide, chip, swipe, I mean, it's got all the different features, so.
We don't use the W word here. Walmart does not exist.
So you used it, not me, that time.
What's in a gallon of aviation fuel cell? Approximately.
Probably about $4.50 $7.
So, because I mean, on the credit card fee, you're gonna pay between 3 and 4%, so we're gonna be giving up 15 cents a gallon right off the top.
No, the way our credit card works, I don't know what there's out there, but the $3.95 that the customer pays goes automatic to them. It doesn't run through us. So we're not probably charged.
They don't charge for the transaction?
They charge the customer themselves.
Gotcha.
The city isn't charged at all.
Okay, okay.
Okay, anything else, or come to a vote? The motion, and if I misstated, correct me, is to accept the low bid, the Double Check Company LLC bid, and with that, then to proceed with matching funds from the city along with additional funds needed to make the project happen. Fair enough? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay? Ayes have it unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. Next up is the police department with regard to vehicle replacements. I think this will be both Aaron and Brian.
Yes. As we mentioned in the last council meeting, earlier this month, we're proposing to buy another vehicle from JW Auto Sales, police cruiser, 2024, Ford Explorer Interceptor, 5,700 miles, $32,500, which will need an upfit cost of $13,000.
16,000.
16,200?
300.
$16,300. We're proposing to use the money to purchase the vehicle from the equipment replacement fund and use budget money from the PD to fund the upfit of the vehicle with the equipment they need to operate.
Now, I will say that 16.3, that was given back in November. I have talked to the company that upfits our cars. He said January 1, the price changed a little bit, but you're looking at $100 or $200. You're not looking at thousands or anything like that. So it will be a little higher than the 16.3, but it's not going to be much higher.
Questions?
We're not, so we wouldn't be looking at trading anything or selling anything off, or just, which is, did you look at anybody going in, or?
I don't know
Put
what-
that into the cities.
Since it-
That we could take.
Trade-in, it won't be possible, but
Not trade-in, but. Sell.
to sell on auction, it could go for anywhere between nothing to $5,000. It just depends on who's voting on or who's bidding on it and stuff like that.
You have a teenage daughter, probably needs a car, doesn't it? Not this car.
But yeah, no, it's hard to tell what it would go for in auction. But like I said before, that car, it was purchased out of general fund, so that money would come back to the general fund, unlike the Tahoe did.
So my recommendation would be anything that comes back goes back into the equipment reserve for future vehicle purchasing.
I mean, you said we wouldn't need to buy another vehicle for how long? Kind of based off that, I mean, unless
something dramatically happens, it wouldn't be till like 2028 or 2029, one of those 2 years. Because we would finally be up to date and not have a 15-plus-year-old car.
Questions? No questions, do we have a motion? If there's no motion, then obviously we're not doing it, but if there's a motion to do it, this would be the time to make it.
I move that we approve the purchase of the 2024 police inspector for $32,500 through JW Auto Sales with an additional approximately 16,300 for upfitting it.
I'll second that motion. Further discussion? Okay. Was that a no?
Yeah, no.
Okay. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, nay? Ayes have it unanimously. Staying in the vehicle replacement part, we'll move to Stephen and Brian.
I think we had a few questions when we talked about this earlier this month, but we got the expert here now. We are recommending, and in your packet, you'll see, recommend the purchase of a new bucket truck that will reach, what, about
65.
How much?
65.
65 feet, which would replace an old bucket truck, which is what, 1999?
We got the 99 and then the 2007.
Right, in the 2007. The one is the larger bucket trucks one we purchased to use for the ball field lights, which we don't do, but we needed, it's, the new one will have the height, so we can get rid of two. The recommendation is to purchase the new one with a loan. You'll see an RFQ in there that, with your approval, I will take to the local financial institutions tomorrow. Ask them to give us quotes on loans, do a 5-year loan, which is kind of what we've done in the past, not to deplete the vehicle, equipment reserve fund, but to do a down payment and then use the funds from the sale of 2 used vehicles, either to pay the principal down or put back in the vehicle fund or the equipment fund, depending on how you want to do it. We could do a 50-50. We got a little bit of option there, but I want to get quotes from the banks to know, which way is the best deal for us to move forward.
And the reason we're wanting to get rid of this big truck is it has a knuckle boom, so it doesn't have a sport boom. So all of our tight alleys, and we just can't use it. The boom's too big. So you got 40 foot when you're trying to turn compared to 20 foot, and it just doesn't work in our tight spaces in this town.
So if we were to get rid of the two, we're speaking about the 99 and the 07 and purchase the new one, how many boom trucks would we have then?
We're gonna have 2.
There's 2 trucks.
Yes, sir.
One we bought just recently.
2 years ago.
23.
Yep.
And then this one.
And that one, will be on a 10-year rotation. This one, will be on a 15, because it's a little bit bigger. So that's when they're saying we're gonna get the best trade in, because we don't put a lot of miles on them, so that's what, I've been talking to them, they said, you go 10 and 15 on these 2, so then we're only looking at one more we have to upgrade. And if we do decide to upgrade that it's 25 years old too, which they won't work on it no more. That's our biggest problem with these trucks. So, but we don't use the digger truck every day, so we can get by with it. That's the way I feel about it.
So it's the 2007 is the one that you said doesn't work in the alleys?
No, the 99.
The 99.
The 2007, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's in bad shape.
It's also got 184,000 miles on it, so.
Yeah.
According to your
Right.
numbers. So I'm assuming the reason that.
And I'm wanting to get rid of it before something bad happens, so we can get something. It might not be 7 to 12,000 compared to 0. Because we've kind of been only using it when necessary right now, because it does have some problems.
So what's your estimate, what you think we can get out of the 2007? I know it's a guess.
I would say 7 to 12.
And then what about so then the other one you wanting to get rid of is the 99 High Ranger?
That is correct.
So what are you guessing on that?
With the miles, anywhere from 15 to 30. Just depending, because it's only got 1,900 miles on it. So we bought it new back in 99.
You have on here 6,200 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Still under 10,000.
Yeah, under 10,000.
Still not very many miles.
It's not
Yeah.
bad.
2 oil changes.
So, right. It'll make someone a tree trimmer a real good truck, but.
So I'm assuming the reason that this truck you'd be looking at buying so much more expensive than the 2003 that we bought, it's just because of its higher capabilities.
Just prices of,
Its price has gone up that much.
yeah, we paid, it was like, if I remember right,
38, I think, is what we paid for.
we bought the truck separately, remember?
Oh,
So it was like 250. So, and then this is a 5-foot. Our truck will do everything we can do, but it's just a little nicer to have another 5-foot, we've learned. So that's why we're stepping it up a little bit.
So the 23.
And it is a double bucket compared to a single too.
okay.
So the 23 truck goes to 60.
That is correct.
And how long of a loan did we get on that?
It-
Remember that?
You know how long the
I
loan
believe
was on, I guess it's not legal.
April, I think we're done.
In June.
Is it April?
It's on the one we're buying right now.
It's April, right?
3 or 5?
We do it,
It's April of next year is when it comes up.
Right.
When we're done.
I'm thinking it's.
I think it was 3, 5.
6.
I'm not sure on that.
If you probably did 23, I'm guessing you probably did. It's up in April of 27.
Yeah.
I think we did a 3, if I
I
remember
think
right.
it's 3.
And how much is the payment on that off the top of your head?
9? 19? I don't remember that.
Right off the top of my head. Thought it was 3 something. 34,
34, you're right.
34, 15 or 34 something.
You said earlier, how much does the vehicle replacement fund have in it?
The budget amount is 402,000 plus.
I understand your point, it's a good point, so thank you for bringing that up.
It's funded by transfers, so there's no money in there now.
Yeah, so. But there's reason to believe that there will be, at the best, 400 and some thousand.
That's what's budgeted.
If everything comes in the way.
Yeah.
I think it will.
I mean, we wouldn't budget it there knowing that it's not gonna bring in more than $1,000.
Yeah, we don't overestimate the budget.
Try not to.
Well, try not to. It doesn't get you any favors that way long term, so. And now that I've seen this RFQ again, probably I can ask for a 3-year and a 5-year quote. I'll adjust that letter, ask for both, just to see, I wanna try to get some options on what it will be.
I don't know on that one. If you guys would even be interested in going a 7-year.
7 or 10 would be good.
I can ask them for multiple.
So do you think we could get by with what we have until the one truck was paid off? I mean, if we're talking just a little over a year.
The 2007, it could go down tomorrow. I mean,
Right.
that's the only reason I'm pushing to get.
So the total amount for this truck here was gonna be $299,036, just under 300,000. Correct.
That is correct.
The number you're saying on.
Stephen, I recognize, and I'm not in any way not saying it's a valid point, because it is a valid point, that Alltech no longer works on equipment at a certain point. If we have a truck and Alltech says, nope, too old, not working on it, is there someplace else we can take it and get the work done?
We've took the digger over to Hillsboro and they got it working for us again. But they said they got lucky on that one this time, and they don't know if they can continue to keep them going.
As a licensed electrician, is there a certain requirement you have when it comes to going up there?
You always got your liability, and in the way I look at it, Alltech's saying in 25 years, they don't want to work on the truck. There's obviously a reason that we shouldn't be using. I mean, because we're working with power lines, you never know if the brings. I mean, there's just so many different factors of it.
So is there anything that the 2000 or that the 2023 truck can't do? That, I mean, you said there's 5-foot difference and you said the 2007 gets up to 5 feet, is there
The
anything?
2007 won't reach any of our poles over here, like going from by all the main line. It won't reach the top on the 50-foot poles.
So
Yeah.
does the Dodge reach them?
The Dodge will reach them, but we're at max reach, so you have to be close to it. And then that's why we wanted to go up for the 5 feet. And plus, every once in a while, it is nice to have two people out compared to just one, because we're getting rid of the 99 that's a double. And so that's why it is a little more expensive, because it's a double bucket.
In order to do what you do on a daily basis, and I totally understand that some days probably the bucket truck never moves, but then there's other times I assume that every bucket truck we've got is out working on something at some time. What's the number of bucket trucks that we need to have that are functional on a regular basis? Is it 3?
Two. That's what we're going down to.
Okay.
I think it was on February 3rd. So it's good for 45 days, correct? So
We had the one previous, and it was 6 months ago, so I got a new one for you, just so we knew roughly what it was gonna be.
we'll pick the site tonight, we could still have another time to make a decision, and it'd still be valid. Quote.
And I don't want you to think that I'm opposed to upgrading the equipment, because I know, I've been down there and looked at a lot of that equipment that we have, and I think we've done a poor job in the past of keeping stuff updated. My thing is, I guess I just don't want to get us, caught short, and, if we could get out of one payment on one, and that staggers you a little bit more on the timing, and I understand you take a risk of whether something breaks or not, but like I said,
I mean, we're gonna be probably, if we do new payments, we're gonna be in 2 regardless, because I'm trying to get it staggered out a little bit. Then we got the digger that's 25 years old too, so
Right.
it's,
right.
I mean, we'll have 190 to 120 days before.
That's what I was gonna ask, what the lead time was to get it.
And if we do it go ahead, we'll know a lead time for sure. All depends on how many's in front of it and how many's behind it.
And so then the 99 digger truck, that's one we're going to then replace in the future. Approximately how far out would you think you'd want that replaced? A year, or is it more than that?
A year to 2.
Is there any chance on something like a digger truck that, I know you said you don't use it a lot, is there any?
That's exactly what we would, when we start looking for that one, I would like to find like a 5-year-old one.
Because I know we talked, I think when we bought that Dodge, we talked about usable, then you're just buying somebody else's problems or reason.
That is correct.
But if it's something like that you don't use that often, we keep our eye out, or tell some companies, find something used.
It's like, Alltech does have their lease program where they turn them in. Certain companies turn them in every 5 years, and we don't need a new digger, because it gets used, but we don't use it every day like we do.
So that's the truck that can hold the poles, and it's got the post hole digger that it has the hole to put the post in.
That is correct.
For the pole.
So,
Yes,
I'm sorry, no, go ahead.
I said, again, I'm not opposed to getting it, it's just maybe for me is more timing than anything, but I would also, I guess, like to see what the options were for the financing on it, because so
We'll
far
bring this back to you.
we hadn't got anything on that.
Okay, my question was gonna be what's gonna change in 2 weeks versus now, but that's a good point. We could
How
actually
much
have,
money annual would you put down for it?
yeah,
For the finance?
very good point.
And then maybe if we just got for sure, or Janet, you said you're pretty confident that that one's up in April of 27?
Yeah.
On the current one, okay.
So you wanna make that a motion that we table this to the next meeting and, ask that Brian make the bid process such that we'll have that information prior to that date?
I would at least like to see, what, like I said, what kind of interest rate we're looking at, what kind of terms they would give on that, so we'd at least know what we're looking at.
I'll deliver, hopefully tomorrow between the meetings, no later than Thursday, and then I'm asking for them back on the 26th of February, so we have a chance to review those and bring them to you on March 2nd.
Okay. And then, do you think as far as, what's the time to get rid of those, just sell them on like Purple
Let's
Wave?
deal with that motion
Oh,
before we.
gotcha. Okay,
Mm.
so I'll make a motion that we table the purchase of the electrical truck until we get the options on financing.
Second, is there a second?
I'll second that.
The motion second. Discussion, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it unanimously. Now, go ahead, sorry.
Okay, and so then what's the process to get rid of, are you just gonna sell them on like Purple Wave or something?
That's
or-
what we usually do.
Okay.
Although, that one with only 6,000 miles on it, once again, it's $10,800. Thanks, Steve.
Think about driving.
Back to the police department with regard to, the hourly rate of pay for part-time officers. Chief Slater.
Yes.
I think you're gonna make a pitch.
Well, I don't know what else to add to it other than the last meeting. It's gonna make about a $700 increase to our budget due to I mean, we only have 300 hours budgeted for part-time. So changing changing the wages won't even change it $1,000. Now, if that $6,000 might change if we don't get another officer soon. We might end up having $10,000 instead of $6,000, but it offsets itself because we're down an officer and we're utilizing part-time. I do think that raising it that little amount could help possibly recruit or at least keep people here. That was my whole reason as to why I wanted to change it. That's really all I had on that.
And this also makes it say, and if it doesn't happen, say we're down more people in the department at some point. I'm assuming a lot of those temporary or part-time employees would be covering that spots that would need covered until full-time employment was hired. Would that also help to get people to work if we were down multiple officers by having it $250 more an hour? Or you think that's
it would be more appealing to people. The problem we're running into now is the people that we get to work part-time also do this full-time, and they're starting to get to where they don't want to do the same thing in a part-time job. So by raising the rates a little bit, makes it more appealing than, because let's say some of them are already making $6 less an hour. I'm just using that as an example. $6 less an hour to do the exact same job, just in a part-time capacity for a different department. So if we could raise that a little bit to kind of offset that, now it obviously won't offset it a lot, but if we offset it a little bit, it might be more appealing for people to come and work here part-time. Now, with that scenario, now we wouldn't get them to work full-time over here, but it would at least make it to where they would want to be over here more regularly to work part-time and help us out.
How many part-time officers do you have?
That work? 3.
Hopefully they all work.
Well, they only get paid when they work.
Right.
But we only have 3 that work.
It was more on the roster that could come on if they needed.
Yeah.
Is that just because they say, hey, I'll be there if you really need me, but I don't want you to use me regularly? Is that kind of?
Pretty much.
Well, I'll make the motion that we, raise the salary, for part-time officers, to an $2.50 increase to a total of $22.50, effective immediately.
I'll second that.
Motion second, discussion?
I don't know that it would be a salary, it'd be a wage.
Yeah, I misused the word, you're right.
I was wondering that too, but I wasn't.
Salary, that'd be a wage.
Yeah, my bad. One for you, Tim. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it unanimously. Thank you.
Good.
And Brian, flex time.
Yes. Bring you back to the option that we'd like to have for our employees in leadership roles that have the ability to work off-site in their duties as they need to for budgeting times or projects, special projects, or grant writing, that kind of thing, to be able to flex up to 8 hours per week. That's with approval from my position. The idea is that it doesn't roll over, it doesn't add up, it's a use it or lose it thing. If we don't need it, fine, great. If they've got some things that they need to work on, a special circumstance that'd be helpful to be away from the chaos of the everyday work, then, we want to be able to give them that option to do that so they can get the quality work done they need, especially on time deadlines, versus having to try to figure out how to do it amongst the regular items. Now, of course, all of them are their regular duties and supervisory duties, but just give them that peace of mind and flexibility. I've asked the department heads about that. They think that would be something that'd be beneficial to them. Kind of brings us into the more modern era of, work from home, but, obviously you can't, cruise the streets in your police car and do law enforcement if you're sitting at home. And you can't run a street sweeper and a road grader and things like that. But there are things when you have administrative work that can be done that I think would be beneficial to them.
One additional thing I would kind of like to see added to this, just in the scheduling thing, that is a review and report at some point of how this is going back to us.
Okay.
6 months, year, whatever it may be.
Okay.
To just have it planned, you come back and say, it was great, or we have been.
Yeah.
Might have some issues with this. That way we don't put it in policy and enforcement about it.
That's fine. Yeah.
What do you want? 6 months?
I don't know how long would be a good.
Yeah, I don't either. A year, wouldn't want more than a year.
I think a year would be good.
Okay, I can track how
Come back.
per employee and get an idea of how often it's being accessed. We can do that without too much difficulty. The Microsoft Teams application that most of us are getting, Boyd and his team are getting that rolled out. You can see when you're on your computer and working. And there's instant messaging ability there also, and so some of us are using that already. Communicate back and forth a lot faster, just have to watch emails. It's live, it's fast, it's quick. And
So that'll just be then the employee requests to work at home and then you approve it. You said it's for
Yes.
your approval.
yeah, I mean, if there's an emergency situation, we're gonna have to cancel those and get people in here to do what we have to do, so, yeah.
So Brian, am I correct that you're recommending and asking that we adopt this or modify our
This would replace the existing.
replacing? Okay. And when would it go in effect? Does this have to be published at all?
Yes.
One time?
Yes.
Okay. So you would ask us tonight to adopt it effective upon its publication in the Marion Record?
Yes, so we could have them in a week from Wednesday, the addition of a week from Wednesday, so we could start at March 1st.
Effective March 1st.
Well, I will move that we adopt the personnel policy guidelines as stated here, revised section E7, effective after publication, Marion County Record, approximately March 1st, with the addition to have an annual review on the program
Yeah.
from the city administrator.
Absolutely.
I'll second that.
Motion and second. Further discussion? I'm really glad you brought up the review of it, Tim. That makes sense. Rather than perhaps we having problems of just never know it or whatever.
Or even if it's just not working well,
Yeah.
and
If it's not working well and we find out right away, we'll come sooner than a year.
well, but if it's minor stuff and it just gets
Yeah.
put off, and we never talk about it, so we need to bring that up. Let's schedule it a year. How'd that go?
No, that's perfectly fine.
Anything else? Okay, with that then, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay, I'd have it unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Megan, I am going to ask the council's permission to hold item 15, the logo adoption, over to the next meeting when we'll have all the council members present.
Okay.
Thank you. Any objection from council?
No.
I have, next up is my request for an executive session, but I noticed that in my packet, I have a letter from the Lloyd Group.
Oh, yeah, I was supposed to bring that up in my department report.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay.
That is.
See, that's gonna do a report.
Right.
Yeah, anybody?
Did you?
Engagement letter to help us with the 2027 budget again, like they have in the past several years.
Speaking,
And their price has gone down this year.
seriously,
Seriously.
well, it wasn't very much. I can't remember what it was. I just didn't think it was very much.
It's estimated to be $2,500 according to that paperwork.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I thought they were incredibly helpful last year. Now, they probably, hopefully won't need to do as much this year as they did in that last year, but they did us some good work, I thought.
Is that something that needs to be put on the next agenda that we
I don't think so.
vote on, or it's just acknowledging that that's?
You just acknowledge it.
Yeah, I would ask consent of the council to go ahead and sign the letter of engagement, and we'll do so absent objection. Is there an objection? Okay.
Yep.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Janet, that's the one thing Janet cared about. I'm going to move in just a second that we go into executive session. I think I'm going to ask for 45 minutes or an hour? 45 minutes. When we come out, we will not take any action whatsoever. We will come out of executive session. We will say we have concluded the executive session and taken no action, and then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. So if anybody wants to hang around and come back down afterwards for that, you're welcome to do so. But that's all that's going to happen. So totally up to you guys on that. So with that, I'd like to move that we recess into executive session to discuss and have consultation with an attorney with regard to my item subject to attorney-client privilege. I would like to move that the executive session be for a period of 45 minutes, commencing at 6:15. So we should come out at 7 o'clock. Is there a second for that?
I'll second that.
Just note that both holders seconded that.
Both holders seconded, we didn't finish this thing before that.
All in favor, aye? Opposed, nay? Ayes have it unanimously. Thank you.